Petro, and I am Assistant Minister here at Unity of Walnut Creek, and it is my pleasure to welcome you to our service. This morning we have a guest speaker, Deborah Rosman, CEO of HeartMath, and you will definitely enjoy her presentation this morning. Our music is provided today by songstress Dejina, and our song leaders are Jabari and Mitch, backed up by our phenomenal house band Fusion. So sit back, relax, and enjoy our service. We're so delighted that you came, and we hope that you'll come back again many, many times. Thanks. Take care.
In this moment, in this place, in the stillness of our open hearts, we have come to share the presence of the God within and to hold a sacred space. In this moment, at this time, where we feel the oneness of all, we have come here to share a sanctuary of love. In this moment, in this place, in this moment, in this
Let's go. Get up there. Sing some more. Welcome to Unity of Walnut Creek, to all of you here present and to those online. And we invite you to stay seated as we sing the power of God. I know, I know, I know. Power of God is in me. I know, I know, I know. Power of God is in me. I know, I know, I know. Power of God is in me. Yes, I know. Yes, I know. Love of God is in me. I know, I know, I know. Love of God is in me. I know, I know, I know. Love of God is in me. I know, I know.
welcome to our 11:30 packed house.
Yeah.
I am Sheila Gautreaux, your assistant minister here at Unity of Walnut Creek, and I'm just so delighted to have the pleasure of welcoming you. If you will, would you join me in welcoming our online friends? And say, hey! Thank you for joining us. We're always pleased to have you with us. We hope that you will enjoy yourself with us today, and we want you to know that your presence adds richly to our service. If this is your first time at Unity, either here in the sanctuary or online, we want to welcome you to this positive path for spiritual living, for that is who we are. And while we are not here to help you find out about God, we are here to guide you in discovering the God within your own being. And we do this through many concepts, through many teachings, but our most powerful and most important teaching is that of affirmative prayer. And so I invite you to join with me in affirming our opening prayer statement. Together, there is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. Just breathe that in. Take it into your heart. Breathe into it. And again, there is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. Take that in more deeply, allowing it to extend around this room, touching everyone here. And again, there is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. And just take that in. Allow the energy of that to go out into our universe, touching every heart that beats. And so it is. Our musical journey today is being led by professional song stylist Degina. Woohoo! Our song leaders are Jabari and Mitch. And of course, as always, they're backed up by our phenomenal house band Fusion. So sit back, have fun, sing along as Jabari and Mitch come to sing with you, God is my source.
God is my source, God is my power, God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, God gives me everything I need. Love is my source, love is my power, God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, God gives me everything I need. Joy is my source, joy is my power, God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, God gives me everything I need.
Let us prepare now for our time of meditation and prayer. And if you are willing, you may join us in this simple chant, allowing it to take you more deeply into the experience.
Come, Holy Spirit, come. Come, Holy Spirit, come. Come, Holy Spirit, come. Come, Holy Spirit, come. Come, Spirit, come. Come, Spirit, come. Come, Spirit, come. Spirit, come. Come. Come.
I'd like to invite everyone to focus your attention in the center of your chest, in the area of the heart. You can put your hand on your heart if that helps. Bring the energies down from the mind, head, into the deep heart, that center of being, that place where you have felt that deepest heart connection and love with God, your Creator, your higher self, whatever you call that place, that being. And as you keep your focus there, softly, gently, allow the breath to flow in through the area of the heart and out through the area of the heart. Pretend that the breath is flowing in through the area of the heart and out through the area of the heart. The mind wanders, just gently drop it back into that heart center. Let's breathe a little more slowly, a little more deeply than usual, but find a natural rhythm. And know as we're doing this, we're not only bringing our spirit connection deeper into our body, but we are also synchronizing our heart rhythms and synchronizing with each other's hearts on an energetic level. So breathe in through the area of the heart, breathe out through the area of the heart. As we continue this heart-focused breathing, let's feel the breath as it comes in, washing over from the heart, through the whole of our body, to every cell of our being, right down to the DNA. And as we breathe out, let's feel that heart energy filling the room, synchronizing with all. And knowing the breath of life that we're doing this with is coming straight from Source, from love, from God, from the universal Creator. Now let this heart energy expand on waves of appreciation for anything, for something, for someone in your life. activate that genuine feeling of gratitude or appreciation for something that you can really feel the most genuine, sincerest appreciation for. Knowing that energy of appreciation, that feeling, is filled with spirit. And it doesn't matter what we appreciate, because that energy, that deepest connection, fills us and expands through us, and we honor the source of it. So by activating that genuine appreciation, we're activating all sorts of wonderful, beneficial hormones and frequencies in our body, in our system, in our mental and emotional awareness, and in the air around us, sharing that with each other. So we continue the heart-focused breathing and radiating that feeling of appreciation and also a feeling of deep care along with appreciation into the field environment, the energetic room of the church that we're in, seeing our hearts connected with each other, and then expanding as we breathe through the heart, that appreciation and care. Feel it expanding beyond the walls of this building into the whole energetic field environment of the planet. Connecting with people all over the planet in their hearts who are sending heart and care, compassion, joy, appreciation, love, those qualities we invoked and affirmed, peace. Now we're radiating that to the whole planet, into the Earth's field environment. And let's keep feeding the field with that heart-focused breathing of appreciation and genuine care. And continue doing this. Feel the divine love from Universal Source facilitating and adding to our hearts, feeding the field. As we continue the heart-focused breathing and radiating that divine love from our hearts through appreciation and care into the field environment, that still point in the heart expanding out. Know that the field environment is amplified by our collective heart energy, and intuition comes in through the door of the heart. And let's ask our hearts, what is one message or one area where we could be, during this next week, more kind to ourselves or others? What's one area? And just listen for that response. And if you didn't get a response, that's way fine. Just genuinely ask your heart with genuineness to show it to you later. Sometimes it comes right in the moment when we have a choice to react, to judge, or to shift back and be kind to ourselves and others in that moment. Thank you. And let's keep this heart-focused breathing going, because what it's doing, and those of you who come to the workshop this afternoon, you'll learn more about how to generate heart field environments, which is really bringing in the dimensional energies into this planetary field.
Good morning. I think you guys missed the memo. It's a holiday weekend. And you're here. My goodness, I am so excited to be here with you. You know, guys, if you see a seat next to you, we've got more people coming in than we've got chairs. So wait at somebody, who can come sit beside you. If you've got a seat, wow, how blessed we are with your presence this morning. We've got some new faces, some old faces. They're good to see you again. Thank you guys so much for being here. It's my pleasure, and you guys picked a good Sunday to be here, because we got a good one for you today. You guys know who says that one? Steve Harvey. He's one of the and I tell you, you are in the right place at the right time to do this. We have a very, very special guest today, and I know you just experienced Deborah Rosman, but if you come to her workshop this afternoon, I imagine there's a lot of you here already for this today, right? I mean, what a great weekend for you to be. Okay, Deborah Rosman is the CEO of HeartMath, and I know just about everybody in here is familiar with HeartMath. She is also a co-author of many of the HeartMath books, and her workshop is today. Is it at 2? Okay, I think so too. So please come back and be here at 2 o'clock. We've also got many of the HeartMath books and the technology in the bookstore, so I encourage you to check those out. If you're interested in taking the next step of joining our Unity community as a member, or you're just interested in learning more about what Unity is all about, because no matter what your path has been so far, Unity might be a little bit new to you. And so it was new to me at one time, and it changed my life. So if you want to know a little bit more about it, come next Sunday afternoon and then the next Thursday to learn more about Unity. Now it's going to be time for you to say hello to your neighbors until you hear the gong. Is that right? So stand up and tell your neighbors good morning.
Good morning. My name is Degina Burks, and I'm so happy to be here today. You know, about 5 years ago, I turned 58 years old, so don't do the math. Keep it to your heart, okay? But I've always sang in church, and I wanted to sing professionally. So I prayed, and I asked God to bless me, to open doors for me. So God said, plant seed. So Degina was born. I wasn't born Degina. I was born Deborah Jean. But Degina was born. Some of you have seeds that you've planted, and you're waiting for your season to come. And I'm here to tell you this morning that it's here.
This is my season for grace, for favor. This is my season to reap what I have sown. This is my season for grace, for favor. This is my season to reap what I have sown. I haven't been perfect, but I've sure been faithful. God has a purpose, and I know He's able. I've got a seed in the ground that He's blessing, no more stressing. I've got a seed in the ground, and I'm knowing it is growing. This is my season for grace, for favor. This is my season to reap what I have sown. This is my season for grace, for favor. This is my season to reap what I have sown. Everything is working together for my good. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Everything is working together for my good. Everything is working together for my good. Everything is working together for my good. Let me tell you something. I want you to know it. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's working for my good. Sing with me. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's working for your blessing. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. God's working on your blessing. It's good. It's good. So good. So good. It's good. It's good. Yeah. This is my season for grace, for favor. This is my season to reap what I have sown. This is my season for grace, for favor. This is my season to reap what I have sown. I've got a seed in the ground. I've got a seed in the ground. And it's working.
pleasure of introducing an amazing, phenomenal woman. Just got to meet her for the first time, and she's just precious. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about her before I say her name, because you've been hearing it. As you know, she is CEO of HeartMath. She is also founding director and CEO of HeartMath Institute. She is also co-founding director, CEO, and president with Doc Childress of Quantum Intech. She has authored and co-authored many books, primarily the most significant of which is the HeartMath Transformational series, ways of releasing stress, depression, and other things. One of the things that I have discovered about her that was not in the bio, because I asked her, is that when she is not running a business and traveling around the world, bringing people to the HeartMath process, what grounds her is tending her garden of 40 roses. She says it grounds her. I'm talking about Deborah Rosman, or Debbie, as she told me. Please join me in giving her a heartfelt, loving Unity welcome.
Well, thank you so much. I guess I have my own little mic. I don't even need to stand in one place, which is great. Wow, it's a full church today. It's wonderful. When David asked me to come up and speak, it brought back some memories of, David was at HeartMath for many years, directing our Heart Empowerment division. We worked closely together. And I haven't been up here, even though he's invited me from way back when he started, since. So this is my first time. And it's a beautiful, beautiful church. I want to congratulate you and thank you all for the wonderful environment you've created and built here. And in fact, I realized I haven't been in a church of any kind in 20 years probably. And the last one was a Unity church that I spoke at. And it's only because I've been, you could say, in the Church of Spirit on other dimensional levels and working very closely with HeartMath. Well, part of that. And David asked me to talk about the dimensional shift going on. And I think we all know there's something going on. Whatever we want to call it, no matter the groups I talk to throughout the world, in any country, they all know and they all say something's going on. We don't know what's going on, but we feel it. And of course, you look at the news and how we're all interconnected on the internet and TV and all that. We have constant input of whatever the media decides to feed us. And that creates an imprint, an impression in the global field environment, in the global network of people, billions of people watching. And then, of course, you combine that with our historical upbringing in whatever aspect of society or nation or religion or culture we've been brought up in, and we're looking through that lens, that worldview, while we're all being exposed to fairly similar worldviews in the global media. And you step back and you go, okay, that's what's happening down here in this dimensional level. Now, on the higher dimensional levels, for people who may call themselves light workers or not call themselves anything, but they just have really developed their heart, they're tuning in to different frequencies and energies that are coming in to this planetary system. And if you compare notes and the downloads, which is sort of a new spiritual techie word that you may have heard, of intuitive inspiration, people comparing notes are getting the same inspiration, the same radio station, the same media broadcast from the other dimension. which is basically there is a shift going on, and it's wonderful. It's a global shift where universal source, planetary energies are being infused by universal source. It is time for our planet, for Mother Earth, and all its inhabitants to move to another lighter dimension. It's been predicted for thousands of years, but to be right in the middle of it and experience it, and if you're called to facilitate it, it makes it a lot easier to go through the experience of it. Because if you resist the energies coming in, it creates more stress backwash. Because these energies are all from our higher self. They're not out to get us. They're who you are. They're who we are. They're who I am. So it's this alignment and synchronization within our own nervous system, heart, brain, nervous system, with our own soul or spirit or whatever one wants to call that, but just getting into alignment, mentally, emotionally, physically, allows us to experience more flow. And in HeartMath, when we teach people HeartMath in the world, in the military, in schools, and businesses, we don't ever talk about the spiritual levels I'm talking about right now. We don't have to. We talk about the importance of getting your heart, brain, and nervous system in sync so that you can be healthier, so that the hormonal system is more balanced, the immune system is more enhanced. You think clearer. Getting your heart rhythms in sync activates your higher cortical functions, your executive decision-making areas, so you see a bigger picture. You make better decisions, you have less stress, you're more creative. All of these are benefits that almost every human being yearns for or wants. And whether you're in the flow or out of the flow, and all of us these days, even if we're 40-year meditators like myself, can find those days where you wake up and you think it's the wrong side of the bed and you just feel this angst or anxiety or these rhythms that are weird. Anybody? And you wonder, what's wrong? What have I not done? Oh my God, what haven't I done? And I'm here, as others are, to share with you, please don't do that to yourself. These energies pulse in, and they're gifts, but we have to integrate them into our hearts and minds and bodies. We are being infused. The we is the collective humanity, and every animal and plant and everything, because it's part of lifting the vibration of the planet and reducing the density. That's bringing more light in. We sing the chants about light and bringing that in and joy. It's the real thing happening in people everywhere. So this calls for extra compassion, extra patience, extra kindness to yourself and others. That's why I invited you all to ask your hearts in that coherent field environment, how can you be one thing kinder to yourself or somebody else this week? Because kindness is a power frequency in the shift. Kindness is a texture, it's a feeling. We all love it, we want more of it, we know how good it feels to give it. And so I really am here to share with you that if you just focus on kindness to yourself and others as a feeling, as a frequency, you will create more flow and less stress in your life and for others. And that's a big gift in the shift to yourself and others. A few other tips in this dimensional shift. It's going to speed up, and you go, oh my God, can it get any faster? Time is speeding up, literally, because energetics are speeding up, so our perception of time and how our emotional systems particularly can adjust to the energy is part of the rock and roll, and part of why we can wake up in the morning feeling, what's going on? It's just our energy bodies adjusting. If you can tell yourself that and not add drama to it, and not add the big deal and the musing and the wondering and the worrying and what's gone wrong and what do I do? And what's wrong with me? Nothing. Nothing is wrong with you. Go back to your heart, because that's where the door of guidance and the door of facilitation, and that's where these energies integrate. The heart is the center of the 7 chakra system, and it's designed on the energetic level to integrate energies. So going back to the heart frequently, just referencing back to your heart. And if there's pain there, ease it out. Love it. Be kind to it. as an energy that's in motion. And that'll start to move the energy. That'll start to move it through so that it flows through you, and then you can be vehicles for more of the refined energies coming in that are really nurturing, that are inspiring, that are guiding you to your fulfillment in this time. A couple other tips. With the energy speeding up and time speeding up and everybody feeling that they're already on fast forward, if you go back to the heart, you can find a rhythm. You can slow the vibratory rate and find a rhythm that you can move through this dance. And the heart can guide you if you listen to that rhythm. And we're going to talk this afternoon in the workshop about ways to move while it's moving, to adjust to the rhythm, some new HeartMath tools or perspectives that we've been using at HeartMath. The other thing that's really, really genuinely important to understand is that we're all going to get out of rhythm at times. You know, you might be a dancer and you get out of rhythm, or a musician, you get out of rhythm, and you get back in. You don't sit there beating yourself up for getting out of rhythm. That's part of the security that the heart will guide you in the shift to know it's really okay. Have compassion when that feeling, because it's an old survival imprint of third dimensional living. It's not bad. Why do we have those feelings? It's part of how evolution grew on the planet for self-protection and survival. We don't need that anymore. We're growing out of that into a new heart intelligence of intuitive guidance that will guide us. Now, how do you know if that's your heart guiding you or something else? How do you really know? You can ask, because the facilitation here is stronger than ever to have a louder voice. If you genuinely ask for a prompter, that's a word we use at HeartMath. Ask for your prompter. My grandmother used to call it a little birdie on her shoulder, whisper. But that prompter can be there as long as you're using your inner monitor, another HeartMath term, which is you're asking, you're being aware, not from the mind, but from the heart, monitoring your energies. And that prompter coming in will guide you to say, I don't think you want that extra piece of chocolate. It's only going to buzz you out, and then you're going to start going active in the mind, and then you're going to start draining energy, and you're not going to be happy. I mean, little things like that. And the real security that we develop anytime, but especially in these shifting energies, is that security that comes when we know we're flowing in the heart, and that inner guidance is, that prompter's guiding us and we're following that heart. That brings in such a feeling of confirmation and affirmation from within. The real affirmation is our heart affirming yes. And eventually, as you practice listening to your heart and following your heart, that prompter's voice gets louder and louder. And when we decide not to follow it because we just didn't want to, or then the voice just gets quieter and quieter. And we pick up the pieces. And in the dimensional shift, that backwash energy gets stronger and stronger. And it's not meant for us to go into guilt, which is the old third dimensional standard way of dealing with that when you didn't do what you knew you were supposed to, or your conscience said. It's really more clinical than that. Okay, that wasn't energy efficient. Okay, let's adjust. In other words, so what? Get back to your heart, reboot, and move on. Because your heart and brain and mind and nervous system are really like a computer. They're really that simple. If your computer snags, thankfully it doesn't have the intelligence to beat itself up. Right? We just go boink, restart, reboot, restart, tap our foot, get impatient, but finally it reboots itself and it's back on track. That's how we need to respect our internal instruments. We don't need to drain the energy or create all these immune system problems or hormonal problems by all that self-beating. When that happens, replace the feeling with compassion. It's a frequency. Everything's a frequency in the next dimension. It's very depersonalized, even though it's very personal, loving, and fulfilling. It's a frequency. So as we move more into that awareness through our own energy management, listening to the prompter, following the prompter. Oops, no big deal. So what? Get back on track when you fall off. When you're out, get back in. It gets that simple. Then you can move while it's moving, and you move with the energies of the shift, and the facilitation is right there. There's nobody upstairs judging you or telling you that you need to be bad or in a corner and suffer because you didn't follow your heart. That's old school stuff, old way of learning. It's about, okay, get back in the heart, back on track. And yes, it's going to take a little while to build back up the energy because you drained it. And that's where we get stuck a lot. We're not always patient enough realizing it's energy. I drained. Okay, I need to build back up my reservoir. And that's going to take a while. So stay in a soft heart. Put out ease and care. Be kind. And the energies will come back in. So these are just a few tips for the shift, energies, and how to move through this. How to move through the dimensionality. But we're all in it together, so we may as well compare notes, facilitate each other, because it's listening to our own hearts. Sometimes in this growth process, we don't always know what's the heart and what's the old head and what's the learned beliefs that aren't necessarily the higher guidance. That's why we have each other. That's where we can share vulnerably with someone else, and they can say, well, here's how my heart would look at that. We're all in this together. And through that, we come into the true field of oneness. Not just conceptually, but the real field of oneness that we all truly are. So thank you so much. I look forward to continuing this afternoon with the workshop on Move While It's Moving, for those of you who can come.
Deborah, thank you so much, and thank you for being here today. And what a pleasure to get to do this heart with all of you. So precious. Our heart ministers are available after service today, either out on the patio or here in the sanctuary, to pray with you for their celebrations or challenges in your life. So you can find them with the lavender stoles that they wear. Now I'm going to ask everybody to please take out a card. They're in the seat back in front of you, and they're called our connection cards. So take a second and fill it out. Let us know that you're here. There's a place for any statement or any questions, and it's a good way to communicate with the rest of the people here. Also, if you're new to Unity, we encourage you to come out to the welcome table out underneath the shade outside and say hello to someone at the welcome table. And at the end of the service, someone will be passing around a basket, and you can put your cards in the basket, please. Now it's time for our prosperity celebration. So I encourage you to take your tithes and your love offerings in your hand and know that God is the source of all of our good. Please join with me now in our prosperity statement. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And we are so grateful. Thank you.
Them that's got shall have, them that's not will lose. What the Bible says, it still is news. Your mama may have, your papa may have, God bless the child that's got his own, that's got his own. Well, the strong get more while the weak once fed. Empty pockets never make the grave. Your mama may have, your papa may have, but God bless the child that's got his own, that's got his own. When you've got money, you've got lots of people hanging round your door. But when the money stops and the spending ends, they don't come round anymore. Rich relations give crust of bread and such. You can help yourself, but don't you take too much. Your mama may have, your papa he may have, but God bless the child that's got his own, that's got his own. Rich relations give crust of bread and stuff. You can help yourself, but don't you take too much. Your mama may have, your papa may have, but God bless the child. God bless the child that's got his own. Go out and get yours.
Marching in the light of God. We are 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 marching. We are marching. We are marching in the light of God. We are marching. We are marching. We are marching in the light of God.
Together, the light of God surrounds us.
God ever present, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
You are the love, the light, and the peace in the earth right now. So let it shine and have fun.
Little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Shine, shine, shine. I'm gonna let it shine. Shine, shine, shine. I'm gonna let it shine. Shine, shine, shine. I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Shine, shine, shine. I'm gonna let it shine. Shine, shine, shine.